All right, lads. We had some fun with video game coverage. How about we enjoy some based anti-fascist action coming from the most reliable, fastidious, stalwart, and trustworthy group of anti-fascists, the United States Police. Just hold on.
We'd been receiving information over the last couple of days that there were a number of groups that were planning to disrupt today's activities, and so that was the reason for the large presence of uniformed officers in the downtown area. At approximately 1:38 this afternoon, we received a telephone call from a concerned citizen who reported that approximately 20 people jumped into a U-Haul wearing masks. They had shields and, quote, looked like a little army.
It's the clown car. Look at that. So basically what happened is these goobers were planning to start a riot near a Pride event or whatever. We'll get to the details in a bit, but the cops stopped this U-Haul car where they're packed in like clowns. And can you imagine how they would have felt? Like someone in there, like, dude, why are we stopping? I don't know. The thing gets like rolled up. They're staring at a cop.
Units began to go into the area, and we made a traffic stop almost exactly 10 minutes later. At that point, 31 people were detained. They were all wearing similar attire. They had shields, shin guards, and other riot gear with them, including at least one smoke grenade. Those 31 individuals have been arrested for conspiracy to riot. At this point, they appear to be affiliated with the group Patriot Front. These individuals come from all over. We're still in the booking process. We've not completed booking of all 31 individuals.
Okay, wait, look at that guy. He got on his knees before they even asked. That's a cock-sucking reflex right there.
These individuals come from all over. We're still in the booking process. We've not completed booking of all 31 individuals. But at this point,
very
we
submissive.
have individuals from Texas, Utah, Idaho, Colorado, South Dakota.
So none of them died. Must be nice to be a white terrorist. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can say the cops treated them extra nice here. They like opened up the truck door and all the guys already had their hands up. Right? I don't know. Yeah, but apparently these guys crossed state lines. Like they were in this U-Haul for a while, like possibly hours. So they were just all packed in there, you know, rubbing chubs. And then the fucking door finally opens. It's the goddamn fuzz.
Dakota, Illinois, Arkansas, Wyoming, Washington, Oregon, and Virginia. And as I said,
oh, they got the U-Haul. Okay, no, wait, never mind. They got the U-Haul locally, but they came in from everywhere else. Okay, so they weren't there for hours, which is unfortunate. I think that would have been funnier.
The process is not complete yet. Officers are going to be, over the course of the next several days, still booking evidence and including the shields and riot gear and things of that nature that were taken from these individuals. I want to say, for me personally, I don't think this would have been as successful had we not had one extremely astute citizen who saw something that was very concerning to them and reported it to us.
I guess sometimes it pays to be a rat, huh? So basically, here's what happened. Police in Idaho arrested 31 people with face coverings, white supremacist insignia, shields, blah, blah, and had plans to riot near an LGBTQ pride event on a Saturday afternoon. It's Patriot Front. Basically, the goal was to go on next to a pride event and to root and to toot, and possibly to shoot, and generally cause a ruckus, you know. Would people have died at this event? You know, I don't know. Quite possibly. My guess is that this had more to do with like a PR farming stunt, you know? Like the Patriot Front guys want to roll on down there and tussle with gay people and get some nice PR shots of them stomping on some like gay kid's face or whatever. They're into that sort of thing. Yeah, these were the same guys who were in DC, right? With the trumpets and everything. These guys are very incompetent. Anyway, authorities received a tip about a, quote, little army. Ooh. Loading into a U-Haul truck in a hotel Saturday afternoon, and Lee White, police chief in I don't respect these French names. Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, a city of about 50,000 near the border with Washington. Hey, that's where I am. Local and state law enforcement pulled over the truck about 10 minutes later. Many of those arrested were wearing logos representing Patriot Front, Charlottesville, blah, blah, blah. You guys know the dealio with these people. Let's see. arrested on charge of criminal conspiracy to riot, which is unfortunately a misdemeanor. You know, sadly, being packed into a van with the lads is not a felony. You know, if it was, that would be used against gay people more often than not. So it's probably a good thing that's not the case. But you know, misdemeanor charge. These rowdy lads have been set down. In photos and videos posted on social media, a group of men dressed in hats, sunglasses, white balaclavas, and Patriot Front signature khaki pants were seen. What better way to demonstrate white supremacy than khaki pants being your uniform? How perfect is that, huh? Kneeling on the ground with hands zip tied behind their backs, an onlooker taunted the group, "Losers!" Fantastic. White said the people were headed to City Park, which was hosting Pride in the Park, an event advertised as a family-friendly community event celebrating diversity, building a stronger, more unified community for all. Neat. Organizers did not immediately respond to telephone email requests for comment from the Washington Post on Saturday evening, but they wrote in a post to the group's Facebook page that it was a successful event. What a Giga Chad move, dude. Like running this local family-friendly Pride event and then like making no comment as the 31 terrorists are arrested like half a mile out of the event, and then later just posting on Facebook that everything went okay. What a goddamn Giga Chad move right there. The group North Idaho Pride Alliance urged people to stay aware of your surroundings this afternoon and evening in the city, and you know, I think you guys fairly well get the gist. In a news release posted on the group's website, the Panhandle Patriots encouraged the community to, quote, take a stand against the LGBTQ agenda. It also suggested without evidence that extremist groups were trying to hijack the event to provoke violence, and so the group would change its event name to the North Idaho Day of Prayer in response. Weirdo LARPers. There are several states to riot downtown with riot gear, at least one smoke grenade. And documents similar to the operation plans that police and military group would put together for event. That's interesting. I wonder why these fascist attempted rioters would have operation plans similar to those that military or police groups could construct. Makes you wonder. Do you think that guy who got on his knees after he was escorted out of the truck did so because he knew the guy who was holding him, and it was just kind of like a reflex dick suck move? Like, oh, hey, Greg, you know? Pigs, so on and so forth. Yeah, we'll see how much more comes out in court appearances, but I think we get the gist here. Obviously, what we were probably going to see there was kind of like a repeat of what we saw many times during the BLM protests in cities like Portland, where far-right groups would move in from either like outlying rural areas or even from other states. They would all get in on their yeehaw pickup trucks, and they would try to stir shit downtown, you know, fighting against BLM protesters. In this case, it would have been a family-friendly Pride event, which is weird, too, because, like, BLM protesters, even if they're peaceful protests, you know, they're still protesters. But a family-friendly Pride event isn't, like, the most rootin'-tootin' rowdy group out there, right? Like, how are you going to agitate there, you know? If a group of far-right agitators shows up at a BLM protest, is a reasonable chance you can get some, like, reciprocal antagonism. But if they showed up at, like, a bunch of kids running around a park with rainbow face paint or something, like, they're just gonna run in there and start, like, curb stomping, like, 11-year-olds with the gay flag capes that they do, you know? All right. Yeah, go to a leather event or something. Go to one of the gayer gay Pride events, you know, where there's going to be a bunch of muscle dudes in leather. Like, get suplexed into the pavement by like a 6'3" tatted guy wearing assless chaps. That's what I'm talking about. If you're gonna stir up a ruckus, you know, go to where the ruckus is. Yeah, getting choked out by a giant bear or like getting sat on or something. Absolutely. Yeah, it's dumb, you know, and right-wingers are claiming this was a Fed op. They always do that. Right-wingers privately support fascist militias terrorizing innocent people who are on the left or queer or black or whatever else. But anytime it actually happens, it gets called a Fed thing. Dude, they literally did this with January 6th. They immediately called all of them Antifa with no evidence, and then evidence came out not only that it wasn't Antifa, obviously, we had videos of it happening at the time. That's quite a convincing Antifa op. But, like, Republican politicians literally allying themselves with the people who did so. And they'll still call it Antifa. They call everything Antifa. Everything's an op. Everything's feds. You know, whatever. No blue hairs. Everyone, cover up your blue hair and pronouns with the balaclavas. Okay, wear these khakis to hide the Neutral Milk Hotel song lyrics that you have tatted onto your calves. Keep it up. No pronouns. Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway, like, obviously, this particular event, it turned out to be really goofy. But there's a real threat here. And the fact that the immediate response from the far right is to, not just the far right, the right in general, the immediate response is to, like, downplay it or call them feds, which they have. That's an indication that they're more concerned with the optics game than they are with actually meaningfully condemning behavior like this, Because if conservatives genuinely thought it was bad to terrorize pride events like that, the first response would be, that's horrible. However, but so often the immediate first consideration is like, oh yeah, that wasn't us, that wasn't us. We didn't do that. What feds, what jokers. Yeah, most of the lads have probably already been doxxed because the video of their arrest was publicized. The main argument I've seen is, why didn't the police remove their masks? I don't think it's standard procedure to, like, remove the masks of the 31 people that you've arrested, like, just right there. Like, I don't see what difference that makes. The masks did get removed? Oh, well, there you go. I don't know. I'm not familiar with specific police procedure. They did get removed later on? Okay, so not only do I not think it's, like, standard procedure that you have to take their masks off immediately, but also, I guess they did get removed, so, yeah. I think I've literally seen, like, I'm pretty sure I've seen people getting thrown into police cars without their masks getting taken off. Sometimes, like, people's masks can be pretty well affixed to their face, too, Like, if they have, like, a face mask and, like, a balaclava and, like, a hat or, like, a hood or something, like, getting a person's face revealed sometimes can involve, like, a multi-step process. And, you have, like, a cop, like, furiously pulling at some guy's face while 30 of his terrorist friends are, like, staring at you. I don't know. Goofy goober behavior. Have you seen their training promo video? Is this real? Recently released Patriot Front Memorial Day training video. Okay, wait, hold on. Whoa! Jesus Christ! What am I looking at? Khaki Pants. Khaki Pants. Oh no. White boy summer, lads. Okay, you guys know how I've talked about how the main reason that people in cities on the left should own guns is because these dipshits are going to come from rural areas and they're going to bring like 50 million rounds of ammunition and they're going to like own the city unless other people have guns, I understand that these people are LARPing dipshits, and it is unbelievably funny how, like, sexually repressed all of them are, but it is important to understand that being a LARPer doesn't mean that your bullet is any less lethal, This shouldn't be evidence of their competence, it should be evidence of how psychotic they are. This is evidence of their psychosis. Don't think of this as, like, wow, look at how goofy they look as a paramilitary. Think, wow, these people are really committed to the fantasy of being woken up at 3 a.m. so they can kill black people.
This event is not social. This event is not a party or a conference. Each day we'll have an opening of physical training and drilling, followed by class sessions, which you have either volunteered for or will be assigned to. Hey there, movement!
So did these guys just not make boot or something? You can just do this and get paid for it in the military. They probably think the military is SJWs or whatever, or like Jewish. Pick up your nuts and run
have the chance to push yourself to the point of failure today and tomorrow. And you will be expected
Pepper
to do
spraying
so.
everyone.
Everybody, get to your shields and line up in formation.
You will receive no
Wait, hold on. Do I see any chubbies there? Hold on. You're all getting shirtless pepper sprayed in the face. Come on.
and you will be expected to do so.
Everybody, get to your shields and line up in formation.
You will receive no such lenience if you reach failure in the presence of our enemies on Independence Day. The
Independence
sweat
Day.
and blood you show in these next 40 hours will be sweat and blood that our opponents waiting for us weeks ahead will not get from you.
This is so fucking homoerotic, dude. I can't with this shit. Again, like, I understand that this is incredibly cringy, but you just have to remember that this is evidence of their psychosis, okay? That's what, like, nobody on the left is this committed to, like, the idea of preparing for the collapse of civilization. The closest the left has is people on Twitter talking about how they really want to get into gardening in, like, a cabin in the woods, and then they never do it, and keep paying $1,800 a month for rent. Like, these guys are absolutely psychotic, and they absolutely want to kill you. And whether or not they're LARPers, they are very well able to, and they're probably better shots than most of you. What's the army they're preparing to fight? Black people.
Touch gloves, fight!
Okay, this is 100% gay shit, though. Hold on. Why the fuck are you training boxing if this is supposed to be some kind of, like, riot for America, Western civilization thing? What are you doing? What, this isn't part of army training. What do you, like, this has more to do with, like, being the ideal man in their eyes, gay, than it has to do with combat training. And by the way, wait, if you're all preparing for the fucking big habiting or whatever, where the fuck is the range? You brought guns, right? It's not illegal to go train with guns in the forest. Did they just say his name? Did they just say, "Come on, Josh"? Why would they not bleep that? They've blurred out everyone's face. John? Was it John? Or maybe they're all called John, yeah. Come on him, dude. I'm really sorry. I admire this guy's gusto, but attempting that sweep with a guy with tree trunk legs like this, I'm sorry. It's look, there's nothing wrong with the attempt or whatever. It's just, look at this guy. He's stanced up. You are not getting this guy's legs to move with a little kick like that. You have to commit your full fucking body weight to that. Oh, Merrick, do you want to jerk off to this? Because it's all, like, super gay? Is that why you're curious? Okay. The boxing was, like, the whole thing. Okay. It's on this. Behold the Master Race. I'm gonna link it again. I'll link it in chat. Super gay. So wait, there was seriously no firearm training there? What are they on like somebody else's property and they were told not to? Well, why? What, they might not have filmed it? Yeah, but like, why not? Too busy being gay? Yeah, I guess. It might be more organizing and team building. Yeah, I guess. Just, yeah, whatever. It's really about the homosexuality. They trained different firearms, yeah. They brought no guns, but they sure did shoot. Yeah. These people hid this from their families. A lot of them probably, you know. Um, some of them probably not. You know, some of them probably, there was no need to. They all were here for it. Their fucking weirdo wives. Or their husbands. Yeah, okay. Anyway, rambling off topic. Weirdo behavior. I read the chats. I know what you are. Should we as leftists start militia training? I know it's super LARPy and cringe. No. Well, I mean, you can if you want. But, like, militia training isn't the solution to this problem, okay? Because at the end of the day, when it comes to just, like, when it comes to the demographics involved in terms of where people are and what numbers like we're dealing with, the kinds of people who do this larpy fucking like militia training are usually very rural people or like wealthy enough people that they can take multi-day breaks from their job to fantasize about defending the white race from the tyranny of black people in Star Wars or whatever. Like the issue is like if you want defense against stuff like that in like a broad civilizational collapse kind of sense, the thing that you really want is strong urban communities. You want like the major cities in America to be pretty lockstep in the sense that like everyone has like everyone knows their neighbor, like there's enough firearms to go around if they feel like their neighborhood is ever under threat. Stuff like that, you know. Like that's the main thing that you need. But you need to work on the basics. That's the important part. Don't worry about whether or not everyone in your neighborhood can do like a backflip, like a backflip 360 ollie midair spin while nailing like 3 headshots on targets that you've set up on tree posts or whatever. Like just if everyone knows everyone else, and if things get like bad enough, people are like, you know, okay, well, my house has like this room which is pretty safe, or like this room is a basement, or you know, I have guns and I'll give you a gun if you want, you know, like I own 9 guns. I don't need 9 guns. You know, maybe my neighbor is like, hey, you know, it's time to root and toot and point and go shooting. And I'm like, well, you know, like, well, there's guns to go around, which is what I wouldn't say because it's illegal to give guns to other people. Well, it's not illegal to share guns at the range or whatever, you know. We're talking broad civilizational collapse stuff, but I think it's just about the basics of like neighborhood camaraderie, you know? A good example of this would be that neighborhood camaraderie is how neighborhoods that have been under siege for decades stay together. And I'm talking about black neighborhoods. Black neighborhoods that have been subject to police occupation for decades following the drug war, or before the drug war, back during the Jim Crow days, the way to survive, like constant scrutiny, attacks, arrests, you know, disruption from cops, isn't like making sure you have one like Keanu Reeves in your neighborhood who can do backflips. You make sure that everyone knows each other and people talk and communicate and they, you know, have like a shared interest in protecting the community. That's how stuff like that goes. Every place in that America has failed to occupy meaningfully for a long period of time, whether it be Afghanistan with the Taliban or Vietnam or whatever, the consistent problem that occupying troops run into isn't that the enemy forces are like super well trained or whatever. It's that they're everywhere and they're well integrated into the community, you know? You know what I'm talking about? Like a guerrilla like troop is only as useful as they are on good terms with the neighborhoods that they occupy. If there's like a militant group that's fighting against you and they're hated by the local community, they'll be outed. They'll be ratted out in an instant. If they're not, you know, if they're on good terms, the way many gangs are in the neighborhoods that they tend to run drugs in, it's way harder to oust them because people will like defend them, you know? Okay, anyway, stop with the rambling. Stop. You get what I mean.